Today is July 21st, 2007, the first of our week-long summer session. Here we are looking at the various forms of the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. I'd like to share right off with a letter that came in the mail this morning from Esho. Dear Nyosho, Daishin, and MEZ Sangha, thank you so much for your notes, emails, and phone messages. They have made me feel helped and cared for these past strange weeks. I'm doing well with the treatment I'm getting, but the effects of chemotherapy are very intense. In order to manage, I find that I have to focus fully and firmly on the experiences of getting out of bed, taking a shower, getting dressed, making the bed, cooking breakfast, eating the food, cleaning the dishes, and so on. Step by step and moment by moment. A shower is wonderful, and so is a bowl of granola with yogurt, a neatly made bed, an open window, the birds before dawn. Nyosho recently commented, "It looks like your visiting malady has presented you with an upgrade in mindfulness practice, and not an easy one. You are fortunate to be able to take it on as such. That's not an option for those who are ill and have never heard of mindfulness." Unquote. That is so true. Lately, I have remembered very vividly some words Daien Roshi spoke in a Dharma talk years ago, when I had just started to practice. We had just recited the sutra opening verse. The unsurpassed, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rarely met with, even in 100,000 million kalpas. When Glassman commented on how lucky we were, who had the rare opportunity of human life to hear the Dharma and to be able to take up practice while we still had time. I did not feel lucky in any way at that time in my life. I did not understand what he meant. The unfamiliar words and concepts just sounded strange and foreign. Now I understand a little better, and I'm very grateful for having teachers, an established practice, and a sangha to practice with at MEZ and BDG. My deepest gratitude to all of you. Grab the opportunity and enjoy long session. I hope to see you all soon. Gasho, Esho. So she is with the greatest teacher she will encounter. I cannot be that teacher to her. No one can be that teacher to her. Only her life can be her teacher to her. And she is aware of her life. And only that which makes us aware of the possibility of non-life will do that. Later I will bring over a robe that has been bequeathed to Naeko Bizendo. Milt very kindly brought it from the sangha with which he sits. The practitioner passed away recently of cancer. She worked very, very hard at keeping in the very best of health, running, what are you saying, 6 miles a day? Eating the healthiest food that she could, and practicing very hard. Her husband asked Wilt to offer it to Mount Equity. Maybe it would be helpful for us to see the robe of someone who lived very fully, who practiced very fully. You may have noticed that we have added a new invocation. It's at the very end of our morning service, because Daien Roshi suggested that we have 2 different invocations for those who have already passed on and for those who need our help in this realm. And you notice the wording is, may their ills be healed perfectly. You say, come on. Perfect? Who's perfect? What's perfect? But these are Dharma invocations. They are spiritual invocations. Whose idea of perfect are we talking about? Not my idea. Not anybody else's idea. The universe's idea of what is perfect for us. Was the owner of the brown robe any less perfect? If we think so, what frame of mind are we coming from? Are we in Dharma mode or not? When we feel those buttons press, we know it's a call to get back to the Dharma aspect, because we're out of it. Daien Roshi often speaks about how it is to sneeze. When she sprained both ankles and she sneezed, she said, I felt the sneeze all the way in my ankles. We think we just sneeze with our chest or our nose or our mouth. We sneeze with our whole body. Do we say, I think right now is exactly the right moment for me to sneeze. I'm going to sneeze for everybody or for me. No. We don't sneeze by our decision. We don't fart by our decision. Exactly. Daien was eating lots of really good pasta with feta and chard without getting enough soup in between. So what happened? Who's doing that? Is Daien doing that? If you think so, think again. Daien's not doing that. The universe is doing that. Saying, there's a threat here. I have to step in. And so, I've done this. I know. I've held my bowl full of food. I can't take another move. Can't. Impossible. All systems shut down. Say that other voice. So the point of our whole practice is to get those 2 voices, to get those 2 minds in sync. I experienced something very close to that when Daishin was away. What was it? July 4th, a couple of days. So, multitasking, lots of different things to do. My portion would be his portion. I'm cutting corners, and I'm having my lunch at that lovely table. Six-string sangha donated to it. It's just right for a stand-up lunch. So I put a couple things out real quick, and I'm eating away, and suddenly I feel really strange right here in the upper chest. And I didn't go like that, but I realized that something was wrong. I came to myself. I'm wolfing down this lunch. There's no mindfulness here whatsoever. He's away. This isn't a monastery. I'm just some harried person losing it. And thank goodness my chest went, hello. Could you take a look over here and see the red light going on? And I said, yeah, I have to quit this. I don't care how many duties I have. This is not acceptable. Not just for health reasons. It's totally blind to my own actions. Totally. So any of us can get caught up in it. How grateful to have one little signal from somewhere. Are you practicing? So it was a tight chest that said, do you know where you are? We've been listening to the newest group of CDs of Brian Swim. What's the proper title of it, Daishin? The Powers of the Universe. I'd love to give a series of lectures on that and say, how to see the universe through the eyes of Zen. There's a lot that is compatible. We talk about the body rhythms, and our main office saying, Americans aren't really getting to the core of practice until you can find a way to immerse yourself in it 90 days. Where does that 90 days come from? Did somebody pick an arbitrary date? No. From the millennia and a half, 2 millennia since the Buddha, practice has evolved out of that. Out of the monsoon season, out of the need to be out, and then realizing about that period is what it takes for us to get it in the body. The old texts say you cannot be considered really available for other people for 8 summer practice periods. It doesn't have to be summer, but it means the time that you ensconce yourself for the practice. Most places it was the monsoon season in India and Asia. The 49 days that we recite the names of those deceased, where does that come from? When the local newspaper said in the headlines, the 50th day after the Flight 800 tragedy, 50 days, time to move on. 4950. How do we know that? Is it in a book somewhere that we should do that? It's in our body rhythms. Where do our body rhythms come from? They come from the tides, they come from the moon, they come from the universe. We have a lot, pocketed. We have it cornered. We've got all the rules. But a lot of it we don't quite have named yet. So we think we run our lives. We don't see. We don't know this shit. The puppeteer.